Welcome to Really Rotten, the show that takes rotten movies and gives them a second chance. Since today is our first episode, let's run down the basics. We start every film at an even 50% tomato score. As we go scene by scene, I will add points and subtract points if I see necessary. At the end, we will see the movie if it's better, worse, or right on par with its Rotten Tomatoes score. Everyone get that? I think that's pretty simple. Great, because for episode 1, we got a doozy. 2015's Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four got a minuscule 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Does it deserve the single-digit score it got? I don't know. Let's take our seats and find out. I know this is a Fox movie, but it has Marvel in the beginning, and Marvel's awesome, so we're gonna give it a 5-point bump, because it's gonna need it. We open the film with a flashback of Kid Reed Richards. He's about 10 here, but he says he's built a biomatter shuttle in his garage. Like I said, he's 10 years old. This is already stupid. Give me my 5 points back. I will be giving points for casting, and that is Homer Simpson, so that 2 points. We see the only kid really intrigued in this is Ben Grimm. Then we cut to his home life, and it is not a fun one. His older brother is a dick with a capital D. But we do get our first taste of the Thing's famous catchphrase.
Hey, Clobber in town.
You know what? I really wanted to give this negative points, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. It is fine. Give it a point. We'll give it 1 point. Ben's dogs attract him to a nearby car in the junkyard. As he inches closer, Reed Richards reveals himself and says he's just looking for a power converter. You know, we've all done that as kids. I mean, it's not that weird. Ben and Reed go back to his garage to reveal Reed has actually built a biomatter shutter. And you bet your balls it works before blowing out all electricity in miles. I get Reed is a smart kid, that's what the movie is telling me. But why not just have him do this when he's a little older? I mean, it would make sense in a lot more ways. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to give this a -3. So we time jump 7 years into the future and we see Reed and Ben at their high school science fair. We see them talking about their teleporter to the same teacher from 7 years ago? Why? Like, has he followed them through the school? He doesn't even seem to like these guys. Whatever, -2 points. Anyways, after a super successful teleportation, the science teacher is like, nope, that's some bullshit. You broke a basketball thing. Nope, fuck you. Which makes no sense. But anyway, we see our first look at Dr. Franklin Storm and Sue Storm, in which Dr. Storm tells Reed that he's cracked interdimensional travel. After some back and forth talking, Reed is actually offered a scholarship to... Okay, why are they even here? Why are these two here? Do they just go around to, like, science fairs all the time? I guarantee you if they did, they would just see a bunch of, like, weirdos with volcanoes and stuff. But you know what? Logic in this movie makes no sense because, whatever, -5 points. We get a scene of Reed moving into his new place with some Ben and Reed bonding time. This scene could have been cut out of the movie completely, but I'm not going to minus it for that. We then get Reed and Sue's first one-on-one interaction, and it's kind of just a scene to foreshadow half the movie. We get some character quirks like Sue liking music while she works, like most of the world. That's not really a quirk. And Reed saying he likes the book Captain Nemo for plot purposes. Oh, and by the way, Reed, dude, she has her earphones in. That's the international sign of do not talk to me. If somebody tries to talk to me when my headphones are in, I want to kill them. So, you know, that's why she's being cold to you. Just let her do her thing. But all in all, this scene is decent. I'll give it 1 point. We got our first scene with Tim Blake Nelson playing cliche as fuck government asshole. And I refuse to learn the character's name because I will be calling him government asshole for the entire film. We learn that Victor Von Doom is a troubled past student of Dr. Storm, but Dr. Storm needs him oh so badly. We cut to Dr. Storm visiting Victor, who is looking like a preteen Jesus, but all dark and gloomy and has Google glasses on his face. Dr. Storm really needs Victor for his next project, but Victor says no way, Jose, but quickly changes his mind when he learns Sue is a part of the project. Because who can't resist Kate Mara? We see Reed in amazement by where he'll be working, as Sue tells him that she'll be working on the suits for their mission. Oh, and here's good old sexy Victor Von Doom looking great after a nice haircut and less super weird glasses. But when Reed asks if Victor goes to this school, Sue answers like any teenager relationship status on Facebook.
It's complicated.
Reed and Victor meet for the first time, but Victor's all about that Sue. After Victor says this planet doesn't deserve to be saved, Sue spits out the dumbest fucking line in this movie so far.
Dr. Doom over here.
-5 points. -5. In this scene, we also get the "you have to work as a team" cliche. Like there's some type of Suicide Squad? Ah, that's the wrong movie. Sorry. We got our first look at Johnny Storm. In this, Johnny Storm is a street racer, but his streetcar desire isn't cooperating. After he shows some serious skills racing, his car just flat out fucking explodes. I don't know why. After a very bad accident, his dad, Dr. Storm, comes to pick him up. Here we see Dr. Storm giving his son a lecture. After literally no hesitation, Johnny Storm is on the science team. This scene is ridiculous, -3 points. We get ourselves a good old-fashioned working/bonding montage, and it's fine. No points. Now it's time for Government Asshole to see the first test of their project, and with Caesar behind the wheel, I think they got a good shot. What could go wrong? And shockingly, nothing goes wrong. The monkey comes back in one piece, and Government Asshole says it's time for them to send this to NASA instead of their own hands. Because, you know, asshole has to do asshole things. This doesn't sit well with the boys as they drown their sorrows in alcohol in the dark. This is where Reed Richards gets the bright idea to say screw it and let's do it on our own. The boys agree, and Johnny Storm, Victor Von Doom, Reed Richards, and Ben? Seriously? These people let a normal dude come with them? Oh, okay, honestly, other than in the comics Ben is the thing, tell me why this would happen. I'll wait, I'll sit here. -5 points. After thinking the teleportation doesn't work, oh, it does work. But as you assume, things go to hell pretty fast. Because Victor Von Doom goes up to the energy pit and just fucking touches it. Because, why would you do that? When Victor touches the energy pool, it explodes. The four try to escape, but Victor's not so lucky. After trying to scale the mountain, he gets engulfed in the energy and the three leave him to die. But the three aren't out of the woods quite yet. They all get in their pods, but all suffer a different fate. Obviously, this scene had to happen for, you know, the Fantastic Four to happen, but I think it could have been done a lot better. Like, a lot better. And I'm gonna give it -3 points. I'm sorry. Now we see that the three have made it back, but not in one piece. Reed wakes up to see Johnny Storm ablaze, and he barely even has a reaction. He's just like, oh no, my friend's dead. When Reed hears Ben crying for help, he crawls over towards him. After he promises to save him, Reed just passes out. Okay, sure. Way to save your friend, Reed. That was really nice. But we're not done with Reed being an unlikable ass dick quite yet. We cut to Reed waking up in his science lab looking like a Whiplash Stretch Armstrong. He asks where his friends are before getting put right back to sleep. I don't even know why they put this in the movie, but whatever. We see Sue is suffering from effects from the blast as well because, you know, why not? We then see Johnny Storm blazing away like Seth Rogen on 420. Now, I don't want to be nitpicky. I don't want to do this, but if he's on fire the entire time, like since he was passed out, how did they get him here? Like, and wouldn't like half the stuff be on fire? I don't know. Who cares? I just assume everything's really hot. Whatever. After getting very angry, Johnny Storm causes a big fire explosion because he knows how to do that somehow. We cut back to Reed the second time waking up, and he super easily gets out of his restraints before going into the air ducts to find Ben, because this is a movie apparently. He finds the Rock Man himself, but after Ben pleads with Reed to save him, Reed just... he leaves. He leaves. He leaves without his friend. Why are you doing that, you unlikable shit? So, I hated this entire scene. There was not a redeemable part about it, and it really shows that you don't care about any of these characters, and like, you're legit rooting for a guy that just stranded his best friend. So, -7 points for the entire scene. We see Government Asshole with Dr. Storm saying that these kids need to work for the government, but Dr. Storm is not having that. But, you know, the guy's an asshole, so he says, you know, that's gonna happen. We got a scene with Mr. Asshole and Ben Grimm. Or should I call him the Thing at this point? I don't know. Mr. Asshole says the most cliched thing in the movie, if you help us, we'll help you. We cut to 1 year later? What? 1 year later? Huh? Why? Why? That's like the one thing in a superhero movie to have is them learning how to use their powers. But it's 1 year later and they already know how to use their powers. Fuck this movie! Negative 15 points. I just did negative 15 because this movie irritates the shit out of me. So we see that all three are working for the military now, and they've mastered their skills because this is stupid. They also all have their suits because they got those off screen as well. Cool. Yeah, cool. We see that Reed is still on the run after an entire year. Yeah, really good friendship there, Reed. Honestly, this is the most douchebag main character we're supposed to like in a movie ever. Okay. Also, we get this gross-looking CGI thing that happens. It's actually pretty cool. It's just kind of ugly. I'm just gonna let everyone know right now that at this point in the movie, I hate Reed Richards. I hate the character of Reed Richards. So I'm not gonna negative every part of the movie that he's in. But that's not my fault. That's the movie's fault for making me hate this guy. We get Sue being tasked to find Reed to finish their project. This is where that scene from earlier with those two in the library really comes into play now, because the two things we've learned, that happens here. She puts on her headphones and she finds him because he uses the code Captain Nemo codename. Oh, God, negative 5 points. We get another instance of a character having mastered their abilities off screen as Reed fights off the military before Ben flies out of the sky and headbutts him like Kevin Owens to Vince McMahon. We see Ben and Reed flying together as Reed promises Ben that he'll fix this, and Ben is like, fuck you, dude, which I'm actually on board with. +3. Give it a +3 there. We then get the obvious interrogation scene from every superhero movie, but Sue tells Reed they need him to reverse this. This scene is meant to be impactful, but it just really falls flat because I genuinely do not care about any of these characters. And I'm not even going to give this scene a negative, so. After we get another Reed is the smartest person in the world scene, we get a scene where they send unnamed characters to the other dimension. When they get there, they pick up a heat signature and it's on the move. The figure continues to move to reveal the Predator. Nope, wait. That's Victor. That's Victor. He falls to the ground with his last remaining energy. I guess he used it in the year he's been there, but okay, sure. So they take back Victor to the other side to reveal a metal-looking bastard as they raise him up like Darth Vader. They say the suit fused with his body, and he says the dimension gave him powers, and boy does it show. Victor breaks free looking dumb as shit before blowing up the head of Mr. Asshole, cause this town ain't big enough for two assholes, and there's a new asshole in town. So I'm not gonna give a plus or a negative on this one because the scene all in all isn't bad, but, I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a fucking idiot. Like, oh my God. We're gonna give it a 0 because I don't want, it's fine. Victor comes face to face with Dr. Storm. Sue and Johnny go to stop Victor, but it's too late, as Victor easily subdues those two before he kills the only person in this movie that even liked him a little bit. Okay? Reed tries to stop Victor from going into his dimension, but he's no match for Dr. Doom. We got some more cliche sauce to throw on top of this cliche salad.
Look after each other.
Victor begins to pull everything into the other dimension, but Sue is fast to think on her feet and she puts her friends into a bubble. But fuck everyone else, I guess. I mean, people are gonna die. The group lands in the other dimension, and after Reed loudly explains what they have to do, they all go off on their own to try to defeat Dr. Doom. Johnny Storm is no match for Victor because he's a stone cold son of a bitch. But for every stone cold, there must be the Rock. After he easily takes out Ben and Reed, he's all about his Susie, but she just wants to be friends, man. With all their friends at their end, Reed finally decides it's time to be a decent character for once and gets to his feet. Once Reed gets Victor to the ground, it frees up the entire group. Reed realizes if they want to win, they gotta work as a team, because they've been saying that for the entire fucking movie. They finally work as a team, kind of? Sure. And then our mighty heroes straight up just murder Dr. Doom. That was the final fight scene. It was like 5 minutes long and it sucked fat wieners. I'm gonna take, negative 7 points. It was dumb. We get a couple nothing scenes after this, until the military gives the Fantastic Four their own home base. And this is where the film finally gives its final FU.
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Guys, I got it.
Ready?
Yeah.
And that's how the movie ends. We can total it up to a -4. And since Rotten Tomatoes can't go into the negatives, we actually end up with this movie being a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I've seen a lot of movies get a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think this one deserved it. I want to mention something. Do you remember in the beginning of the video when I said I would give points for casting? And you noticed I didn't do that after I gave one to Homer Simpson, right? Because I think everybody in this movie was awfully cast, so that's why I never gave any casting for any of these characters, because they all sucked. The problem with this Fantastic Four movie is it's just no fun at all, and I understand it's trying to be dark, but even the dark parts are terrible. Another bad thing is we have a movie to compare to this movie. We have the old Fantastic Four movies, which, I'll be honest, aren't good either, but compared to this movie, they deserve Oscars. Because those movies I could sit down and watch because they're fun, you like the characters, it's just a good old time at the movies. This, I would never watch again. I spent $3.99 on this on Vudu to rent, and I regret every penny I spent on it. So yes, it's a very, very bad movie. And I must say, it's really rotten. Thank you guys for watching this video. Do you have a suggestion for our next movie? Let me know in the comments below. So for other movies, I was thinking we'd do better movies, because this had a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't send me ones that are lower than this, because there's a good chance they're going to be really rotten. Send me stuff that you like, but have a rotten score. That'll be fun. So let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.